Welcome back to another episode. I am Sticks. This is my best friend and co-host D-Lo, and we are too complex. We got some good, very, very good content for y'all today. Something that we're actually revisiting from about a year or so ago, right, D-Lo? About a year ago?
Yeah, about a year ago.
But before we get into that content today, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the bangers that we drop now twice a week, Tuesday and Thursday, baby. Hopefully y'all liking the new
Tuesday and Friday, bro. How you messed that up?
You know what? Hey, listen, man. It was the first week, man. It was the first week. Give me some slack. Cut me some slack, man. Give me some grace.
Really, we messed that up too. But really, we messed that up too. Is Wednesday and Saturday when it actually dropped.
That's facts. That's facts. So y'all actually get content Wednesdays and Saturdays now. But I hope y'all liking the new format. If y'all are, hit that like button, that subscribe button. But before we get into it, man, D-Lo, man, I know we just spoke on Friday, but how was your weekend, matter of fact? How was your weekend, my boy?
Weekend was good, man. As I deepen myself into parenthood, I find myself doing things that I don't quite usually didn't envision myself doing. I mean, I guess I if I wanted to be, always wanted to be a parent, this was going to be a part of it. But, just going to other birthday parties, little kids' birthday parties, and actually enjoying myself. That's what I did this weekend. I went to one of my friends' son's birthday parties. Took Dalen, took my son, took my daughter, and we had a good time. It was hot. We've talked about how hot it was today for you, but it was hot but enjoyable. The birthday party was put together well by those individuals. Had a couple of party gifts that we had to take away with, and it was just a good time. And I really can't say anything else. After that, though, we got this new tradition that we're trying to do here in the house, where we watch one of the family members gets to pick the movie that they want to watch, and we get popcorn, candy, like we're actually at a movie, and just enjoy each other's company. So it was good. Yeah.
I like that, man. That's definitely a good tradition to start, man, for sure. Especially with the kiddos. I know they be picking some fun shit. So, but yeah. So
how was your weekend?
Bro, my weekend was cool. Actually had a lot of fun. Me and Sam really just honestly just be chilling, bro. But for the 4th though. Did I already talk about it?
Yeah, you already talked about the 4th where you thought you was going
I was going to do something, but it was actually on the 3rd. Yeah, so that happened.
Yeah.
But, me and Sam, I got Sam Friday afternoon, and me and her just really just kick it. We actually have something kind of like yours where we watch anime. So once we finish an anime, one of us will pick another one to start with. Now, I have about to be 17-year-old, so she is a little bit. Whenever it's my turn to pick the anime, sometimes she be like, "I don't want to watch that," but nigga, this is my turn to pick.
Right, my turn. So we watch what you want to watch. Now you watch what I want to watch.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But most of the time it's like, okay, since we're new to anime, it's like, okay, what's the new hotness out right now? What is everybody talking about? So we'll go watch that. But most of the time it's we watched yours last time. Why can't I pick one? You feel me? But nah. So that's cool. And so it's been hot in Washington. Now, usually it don't get hot in Washington like that. Like usually like in the summer, it's like 80, 85 degrees, dry air, no humidity. But this last 4-5 days being 95 and up with no central air in Washington.
Yeah.
If y'all see me doing like this throughout the episode, mind your business. Mind your business, because it's hot here, bro. Like it's 91 degrees right now, and it's 7:30 at night, brother.
I was originally going to say you soft. you went to Washington and got soft, but I forgot y'all don't have central air. I still don't understand that. We talk about it all the time, and I don't understand why y'all don't have central air. But but y'all don't have central air, so I can't mess with you too much. But it's not the humidity up there. It's dry heat, but no central air would be enough to. Yeah.
If I was coming into the house after work. From one, it was 101 today in Washington. If I was coming in the house to 72, I wouldn't be complaining.
Yeah,
but I'm coming in to 107. It is about bacon in this joint. I came home and Sam had both of the fans in her room. Yeah. She had her fan in her room and my fan from her room, and she had both of them in there just sitting right in front of her like that. Yeah. Hot. But I have two window units that I'm gonna try to get installed again. But I told you about that situation, how I had damage, the water damage and everything. So I'm trying to debate on whether or not I want to put it back in myself or get it professionally installed. Because last time I put them in, I put Sam's in right, but I put mine's in wrong. So mine's was the one that was leaking. So I'm probably gonna end up doing that, but bruh, I'm just trying to make sure I don't get no more charges, brother. And that
Said you walked in the house and the devil had on beach shorts.
Man, what he introduced me with a tequila, nigga. What you talking with a mojito with a Mai Tai? What you mean? He was like, here you go, brother. Hey, welcome to the party.
Welcome.
Like, good Lord, welcome to the party. But yeah, but the weekend was great. Work has been cool for the past couple of days of the week, so we getting into it, brother. We getting into it.
I hear you.
Yes, sir. But moving right. Moving right along into the content, man. So we talked last week about how Bronny got drafted to the Lakers and he finally played his first summer league game. Now, there's a lot of mixed reviews about his performance in his summer league game, all the way up to the point where ESPN posted something where it made him seem like he dropped 21 points. It was weird because it was like it looked like he had 21-4 and like 2 of 2. It was like a picture that they posted on
that he played.
21 minutes that he played, 4 points, and then 2 steals and two assists, 2 rebounds.
2 assists,
yeah. So basically, he performed in the summer league game the same way he was performing at USC. I don't know what people was expecting, but D-Lo, how do you feel about his first summer league game? And do you see Bronny progressing moving forward?
I mean, I think he showed flashes of athleticism. He showed flashes of him being a decent player in the NBA, but ultimately he did struggle offensively in his debut in the summer league. He went 0 for 3 from behind the 3-point line, 2 for 9 from the field, 0 for 2 from the free throw line. Like you said, he did match his numbers at USC. That's pretty impressive to me that you were able to do that. But I say that jokingly, right? Like he matched his numbers exactly as he did at USC. 1 steal he had, which he about averaged at USC as well. So, like you said, I don't know what people were expecting for him to come out and do. I think because of him having that 4-year guaranteed contract with about $7 million or almost $8 million, being the 55th pick overall. I think he's getting a little backlash from that. Also, him being attached to his dad. He's getting backlash from that. Everybody's expecting him to just ball out and do his thing. But it is not going to be. But I will say this, in Bronny's defense, there have been some players in the NBA that have had good careers or long careers, I should say, that didn't play well in the summer league. The guy you compared him to, Pat Bev, averaged the whole summer league 5.8 points, 34.8 field goal percentage. He's one. Danny Green didn't get his stats, but he struggled apparently in the summer league. He had a long career. I think he just retired, right? Last year, 2 years ago?
I think so. And
Trey Burke, who I'm not sure if he's still in the league, but he did have a pretty decent career. You know, he went on to have some tenure in the NBA. So, I mean, like, it's unfortunate that he came back the next night and didn't play because of a swollen knee or whatever the case may be. But he definitely has the opportunity to improve on his performance from his debut. And let's not be so, let's not put so much pressure on this kid. He already has enough pressure on him as it is, being LeBron James' dad, being the fact that he was the 55th pick. Being LeBron James' son and being the 55th pick overall and being the most talked about player in the draft. That's unheard of. So, I mean, let's give him a little grace, just a little bit, for a little time to see what he can do, how he can develop, and go from there. Not just to immediately expect him to be scoring 30 points a game because he's LeBron James' son.
For sure. And I agree with that, man. I mean, like I said, I don't know what everybody expected him to do in his first game. I mean, he took 9 shots, which I thought was more than enough. More than what he probably should have taken.
Right.
I want to say he took more shots than Dalton Connect, which was the first round pick, if I'm not
No, I don't
mistaken.
think he did, actually. I think Dalton Connect took 13 shots, I want to say.
Oh, okay. Got you. Well, I was wrong on that. My bad, y'all.
Let me check. I'll check those just to make sure.
Yeah. But he played. He showed, like you said, he showed flashes. It had the wrap to the bucket where he got his first layup, and he had that off the dribble behind the back elbow jumper that looked really, really good. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So he had some flashes of being able to perform in the NBA. Now, of course, it's against, other rookies and other guys that's, fighting for contracts as well. So it's not, your Paul Georges of the world, Kawhi Leonards of the world, nobody out there guarding him like that that's going to put super duper pressure on him, which I don't see him playing against them anyway, but it's going to be being guarded by them anyway. But he's gonna progress. He's a rookie. He's an undersized rookie. He's a guy who is playing alongside his dad, who has crazy work ethic himself. So he's going to be able to be working, practicing right there with him, being in the gym with him, and getting that work in. So over the time, he's gonna show flashes of being great. Now, the one thing that I did see though, did you see how many shots he put up?
Yeah, Dalton Connect didn't play, in my opinion, didn't play that well either. He was 3 for 12 from the field, 1 for 3 from 3-point line, 5 for 9 from free throw. He had 12 points.
But they both rookies. You know what I'm saying? Give him some time to progress. And, Dalton Connect is going to be on the court. I think they're saying that, Bronny might spend some time in the G League and stuff like that too. So we're going to see how that goes. But with that being said, there's two perspectives that I saw on this. One was the Jeff T podcast, and the second one was It Is What It Is with Cam and Mace, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so the first one I'm going to talk about was Cam and Mace. Cam and Mace was talking about how he got to have that dog like what LeBron got, which is crazy because everybody historically has said LeBron ain't got no dog in him, no killer instinct, this and the third. But now all of a sudden, LeBron got it. But that's another conversation for another day. Tag that in there. But he was saying, but they were joking like they need to take him to the hood and get him around the LaQuishas and the Pookies and get him some.
Oh no, he's around
need to go to exactly. Say need to take him to Harlem and let him go play at the park down in Harlem and get some dog in him. That's what Cam and Mace was talking about. And then Jeff Teague in his podcast was like, how soon do you think Bronny steps on the NBA court? How soon you think?
I know he didn't say first game.
Jeff T said game 1.
Nah.
Jeff T said game 1. He was like they got to do it. He said because it's a movie. He said they got to do it for the movie. They got to do it for the movie. He was like, imagine Bronny somehow get a steal in the open court, throw that thing over
and throw a lob to
Bron, and throw a lob to his dad. He said they gotta do it. See, they gotta put him in first game.
I've said multiple times before, I don't really, when basketball players, since we're talking about basketball, when basketball players talk about basketball, I don't argue with them because they know they're more in tune with what's going on than we do, or than we know. And has a great point. It's all about selling tickets. It's all about, putting butts in the seats and putting eyeballs on the TV. And that would put butts in the seats and eyeballs on TV. If Bronny is going to play in game 1 and with the anticipation of either Bron throwing him alive or assisting to him or vice versa, definitely could see that happening. Definitely think the NBA is wanting that to be a story. A headline, a storyline for the NBA starting out the season. So I can see it happening, but I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't personally think it should happen. You know what I'm saying? I think, and this is no hate. I don't want y'all to think that I'm hating on Bronny. I'm one that said he deserves to be in the league. He just didn't deserve to get picked in the second round. I'm the one that says that he has the athleticism. He has the promise. He has the potential to be great. He just didn't deserve to get picked 55th overall. He definitely, is the most overpaid 55th overall in NBA history. So nepotism, but it's most likely going to happen, bro. He's going to get in that first game. And after he plays, he might play 1 or 2 games at the beginning of the season. Then they might do what they said that they might do, is go ahead and drop him down to the G League, go ahead and get him some development league play so that way he can develop into the player that he should be, get him some experience. But It's bruh. That just like D'Lo said, if that happens and he get a steal, throw that thing over his shoulder, LeBron catch that and throw it, bruh. The first father son duo,
Yeah.
like in NBA history, bruh.
That would
It'll be the
overtake
story
that.
of it will overtake everything. Mhm.
Exactly. That picture would overtake the classic D Wade picture where he got his arm stretched and Bron duck in the background. You can cancel that, D Wade. Everybody gonna get you out of the way.
You're gonna get him out of the way real quick. But again, I don't know what everybody expected from Bronny. I mean, he gave you what he has done. He produced what he has produced before.
Right. He is who he is.
He is who he is as of right now. You just got to give him time to be great, man. And he's got the potential. He's going to progress for sure.
Right. Do you think the coverage and therefore the treatment of him has been fair though, or is fair?
I don't think so. I think the coverage and the treatment of him is a little bit overblown just because of how things played out. And I think it has a lot to do with the hate for LeBron James in a lot of ways. And he's getting the attention that he's getting because of his dad, but it's also a negative to it because they're expecting him to be something that he's not.
Right.
Too soon. Like he's just like we said last week, he's never going to be
people
LeBron
expect
James.
him to be, honestly, I don't, and sorry to cut you off there. I don't think people expect him to be great. I just think because of LeBron, I think because of now him being drafted 55 and getting the contract that he's gotten, which you have multiple former NBA players coming out and saying like that's unheard of. You don't see stuff like that. And they feel like it's Bron flexing his power a little bit too much. I think this is why he's getting the treatment and the coverage that he's getting. People, the media and people want to build you up to see you fall and crumble. And I think that's what Bronny's experiencing. I just hope that it doesn't, he's dealt with a lot. I'm sure he's dealt with a lot of pressure growing up, being LeBron James' son and playing basketball and being fairly good basketball player. He's dealt with a lot of pressure. So I just hope he doesn't like go in a cycle and, deteriorate mentally and he can remain strong or I think LeBron's going to continue to take the brunt of everything, but LeBron also put a lot of pressure on him too by saying that he wanted to play with him, so on and so forth. It created all this media circus around him and Bronny. But yeah, I'm kind of torn if it's fair or if not. I think it's fair to some degree, but not really fair, being the fact that he is the 55th overall pick in the NBA draft. So
yeah, I think really
that's people don't talk about that too often. Those individuals.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's one of those things where, I mean, who was the last 55th overall pick that actually panned out to be something? I don't think there has been one, honestly.
I thought it was. He actually went to the G League for a little bit. I can't remember his name though. Let me. He's playing now. He's signed a contract.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about. I saw a report on that. I can't remember his name though. I think I know who you're talking about though. But I mean, him in the history of the NBA, one 55th overall pick that has panned out that actually, signed a contract, play well. Why do you expect LeBron to be anything different? It's because of his dad. So I mean, is it fair?
Aaron Wiggins, I think it is.
Is it
Thunder.
fair? Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. But nah, I don't think it's fair. I can concede that point to you as it's fair in some degree because of his dad, but it's unfair because you can't expect him to be what his dad is, or you can't expect, like you said, a 55th overall pick, an undersized guard who is a product of nepotism to play any better than what he's playing right now, especially as a rookie.
Right.
But he's gotten these advances in his professional basketball career because his dad is on the Mount Rushmore of basketball and he's still playing to this day going into his 22nd freaking season. So the media gonna spin it like you said. They gonna tear him up to bring him down anyway. And there are a lot of outlets that are giving him some grace, but most of them are not. And social media is definitely not. So
social media isn't.
And social media is definitely not. So we just got to give him some time, man. I think he has a lot of potential, and I think he'll turn out to be something better than what everybody's expecting him to be at this point.
I couldn't imagine being in his shoes though.
For sure, bro. It has to be tough being in his shoes for real, bro. Like it has to be. But I mean, you've seen over time like father son duos, like the Griffey duo.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think Ken Griffey ended up being a greater player than his dad, but
well, yeah, that's different. Yeah, go ahead.
that's different. But it's one of those things where they play together on the court, but it's also a different sport. Also, his dad wasn't on the Mount Rushmore of baseball, so it's a little bit of less pressure. But I can only imagine that they didn't really go through it like that. But at the same time, like this is LeBron James we talk about. We talk about somebody who is 1A, 1B on the GOAT conversation at this point, and it's probably going to be up there for the foreseeable future. So it has to be tough for Bronny. It's got to be.
Yeah. It's a little bit different for Ken Griffey, though, because Ken Griffey was like top tier. Not saying Ken Griffey was a top tier. Ken Griffey Jr. was a top tier baseball player, which a lot of people would say he earned his way into the MLB, whereas Bronny is not a top tier player, but he's a good player. And then he got drafted when he probably shouldn't have gotten drafted. And then also he's gotten guaranteed money when most 55th overall picks do not get guaranteed money, especially 4 year, $7 million guarantees. So, yeah, so it's a bit different.
Yeah, because I mean, most 55th overall picks go on a 2-way contract. This mug got what is it? They said a 1-1 and then 2 years after or something like that.
Yeah,
some I can't remember how it was structured, but I think it's something like that, like 1 year developmental, 1 year, and then 2 year option at the end. It's so crazy the amount of advances that he's gotten because of nepotism, and it's never gonna change. I
pray that I'm able to do that for my kids when I get older.
What, bro? Like I'm telling you, bro. Like we just got to put ourselves in position to be great. We got to be goats, bro.
We can be mad at it all we want to, but 9 out of 10 parents. I'm just saying in general, the general public can be mad at it all they want to, but 9 out of 10 of you all that are parents would do the exact same thing if you had the power to.
9.5 out of 10 would do the same thing. It's almost 100, bro. If you had the opportunity to do it, you would do it 100%, 100%. So you can't hate on Brian and Bronny for that.
Yeah. Well, sticking with a protege, but not an individual that didn't earn their spot. Quincy Wilson, a 16-year-old, became the youngest U.S. male track Olympian to participate in the Olympics when he was added to the U.S. team's 4x4 relay pool. Sticks. I'm going a little bit different with the question I asked on this one.
What's up with you?
How would you be acting right now if you was in Quincy's shoes?
Man, what? coming from where we came from, going to the Olympics, man, you wouldn't be able to tell me nothing. But at the same time, with that being said, we were athletes, so we know what it takes to continue to train and continue to make sure that we are at our top tier going into the Olympics, going to Paris, France. So that I would be telling.
Well, I don't know about going to Paris. I don't know about Paris, France.
Well, I'm talking about going. I'm just using Paris as saying that's what the Olympics is.
Yeah, so, I understand.
But leading up to them Olympics, boy, yeah, you wouldn't be able to tell me nothing. Yeah. I am now that dude. I'm now that dude. You can't tell me shit, bruh. Yeah. And I'm letting everybody know. I'm 100% faster than you, nigga. Shit. Yeah. And you ain't gonna be able to tell me nothing. But I don't think it would get to a point where I would be cocky, big-headed, arrogant, all of that stuff, because like you said, you still gotta work to get there. And if you talking now, you gotta show whenever you get to Paris. So Quincy Wilson, he definitely he was excited, but like we said, he understands what it means. So he's going to be, he's trying to recruit guys to do, handoffs and relay practice with him. And he's going to continue to work out with his coach leading up to the Olympics. So he understands it. He was happy and he celebrated in the moment whenever the coach called him, but he understands what it means as far as his hard work and his dedication to the sport. So congratulations to Quincy, man, because you don't see. Hold on, how old was Simone Biles? She was super young too. Was she under 18 when she first started?
Yeah, but gymnastics is it's a little bit different. Usually different. They usually are about 16 when they go to the Olympics for the first time. Track and field is typically like 18, but 16, like bro
Like,
is
you're an adult,
going
true.
into his junior. He will be going into his junior year and participated in the Olympics. Like you said, you wouldn't be able to tell me nothing. I'm coming back my senior year, and
nothing, bro.
I might have to be homeschooled because I will be in, because he goes to Bullis High School in DC. I'll be around that mug acting ass. Boy, I'm
fool.
You know what I mean?
Fool.
Like, I mean, humbly, I'd be acting, but still, like you said, you wouldn't be able to tell me anything. I mean, he's already seen his popularity, his influence, his social media presence grow significantly in the last week. I think starting July 1st, he had just over 40,000 followers on Instagram. As of today, is 166,000 followers that he has. So just from him being announced to the Olympic team,
400
his
times.
following has grown that much. You wouldn't be able to tell me nothing, man. I'm just telling you how it is. But I mean, in all seriousness, I hope he continues to remain level-headed. Hope he continues to have that hunger, that drive to be great, because he still has work to do. He still can be a huge impact to that relay team in Paris, so they can get gold or get some type of medal while they are there. And then he could go on to have illustrious track careers like a Allison Felix, who came, she started at 18, but she's very decorated as a U.S. Olympian in track and field. But also like Usain Bolt, who started his Olympic track career at 17. He didn't have a great showing his first time because I think he had like some injury or something. But we all know what happened with Usain Bolt moving forward. So I pray he continues to have that hunger. I've said it multiple times in the last week. Early success can either bring you complacency or it can bring you hunger. And I hope he doesn't get complacent with doing what he has done, and he continues to be hungry.
100%, man, because he ran well. You know, he didn't qualify. He didn't qualify for, because I mean, I ran the 400 in high school and I did not run no 44. Right. I can tell you that right now. I think the lowest I might have ran was a 49, maybe. But yeah, like to break the world record twice in 3 days. You know what I'm saying? Like that man ran sub 45 3 times, bro. Like you moving. And the crazy part about it is he ran a 44.9 and finished 6th in the trials. So, but just that 44.9. I mean, his fastest was 44.59. So it's like for him to run that fast and finish 6th is crazy, because who else is out? Like, because whenever I first heard the story, I was like, well, damn, how fast did he run to only qualify for the relay? Why he didn't qualify for the individual event? But when you find out he finished 6th, boy, there's some people out there running, boy. They move it. But they also let him know that, you know, you need to be ready to run whichever leg, you know, one through anchor, because he's trying to make sure that he's ready for that. So the preparation is going to be great, and just like D'Lo said, man, this success, you can't get complacent in it. You can't get complacent in it because you're young enough to make a name for yourself moving forward in your entire career. Coming in at 16 in track and field, bruh. I think he's gonna do his thing, bro. I think he's gonna do his thing. He gonna show out, and I can't wait to see him. When is the Olympics? When did the Olympics start? Do you know?
It usually starts late this month, July, or no, actually it's August. Mid-August is when it starts.
I'm about to check right now. Hold on. July 26, 2024.
Oh, well, I'm lying. Okay. I was right the first time.
You were right the first time. Yep, you were right the first time. So I can't wait to watch it, man. It's gonna be something to watch, bro. A 16-year-old kid going out there going crazy in the 4x4. And that's like one of the last events to run too, because the sprints are usually
one of the
last
crunkest.
Event. Yes. Cannot wait to see it, bro. Cannot wait to see it, bro. But moving on to another kind of a different topic for us here at Too Complex. We haven't talked about stocks too much here. Not ever on the channel, but I thought it was interesting whenever I saw that Nike's stock has been steadily declining for a while now. So it's become one of the worst performing stocks on the Dow here over the past couple of months here recently. And I wonder why that is. So D-Lo, we had a little bit of a conversation prior to, why do you think Nike stock is dropping so sharply here recently?
So in our conversation that we had, I told you that Nike has not truly been innovative in the shoe game in quite some time. I want to continue, but I'll ask you this. In the last 5 years, 5 to 7 years, can you name me a shoe outside of a retro? It's like that was a dope sneaker that they created.
Honestly, I can't name nothing, but I'm a sneakerhead. You see what I got in the back. Like,
yeah,
I got nothing but retros. Honestly.
Retros, exactly.
I got nothing but retros, and I got a couple of other MX 97s up there. I got some J. Cole's over there, but I got some Dunks. But other than that, it's nothing that I've seen that I'm like, yo, that's different. I gotta have it. I have it. But maybe somebody in the comment section can let us know that if you've seen something that Nike has done over the past half a decade that they've done that has been innovative, but I haven't seen them. But go ahead, finish.
Yeah, no, I couldn't name three. That I was like, yeah, that's a dope new shoe, not a retro, a new colorway or a retro. Like, I'm talking about a completely new original shoe that's come out in the last 7 years. I couldn't name one, but they have all of these retros. They just come out with different colorways, and yeah, like you say, hype beasts are buying them. You have kids that are like trying to get them because they never got a chance to get them when they were younger. But to me, that's an issue, because if your retros are your top selling sneakers, where does when it gets to a point to where that is no longer a thing, people aren't really interested in retros, what do you fall back on? Mm-hmm. Where are your Tinker Hatfields? And my boy G, I've talked to G about this multiple times. He used to work at Nike. Where are your Tinker Hatfields that helped to produce the Jordans that we currently wear, the retro Jordans that we currently wear? Where are those individuals? It's just, I feel like that is one of the reasons why the stock is declining, because there is no true innovation throughout the company when it comes to the sneaker portion of Nike. Yeah, they have a lot of tech that they include in their clothing, stuff like that. But Nike is first and foremost a shoe company. That's what they're known for. And so you have the hype beats that are buying the retros, but you got to have other shoes that individuals are going to buy. And also the shoes are just too expensive. They're starting to become too expensive. When your Air Force One, which shouldn't be over $100, in my opinion, is $115, the most basic sneaker that there is, you have an issue. So to me, that's the issue, is that there's no true innovation in the company. When it comes to the shoe creation. Now, people going to probably jump at me. I don't know much about how to create a sneaker. I do have friends that are in the fashion industry, in the sneaker industry, or worked in the sneaker industry, so I can get some information of what all it entails. But there's no to me, there's no innovation at Nike, and then the shoes are too expensive. So that's where I'm at with it.
The innovation is definitely an issue because they haven't came out with anything new or different in a long time now. They have had some prototypes come out, what Asia Wilson's shoe supposed to be, because she just got her Nike deal. What Victor Wembanyama's shoe is supposed to look like. And they do look different. They are quote unquote innovative. They are very, very ugly. But I mean, they are innovative in the sense of it's something that we haven't seen before. Now, if they continue to go that route, I'm not sure exactly how that stock is going to how it's going to raise their stock, because they're not good to look at. It's not something that somebody would actually look and say, I'm gonna rock that, like say your retros or something of that nature. And to D-Lo's point, the most basic of shoes is the Air Force One, and they're $115. But they're not even selling because the Dunks now are taking over, and they're cheaper than that. And the Dunks, to me, look better than the Air Force One, and they have way more colorways, and you can rock them way different ways. So it's like, and the Air Force One, of course, when we were coming up, they were one of the most popular shoes to ever hit the streets. You had to have a crisp pair of whites. You had to have the black ones. You had to have both pair. And I've had plenty of pairs of Air Force Ones, mids and lows in my life, some highs too. So I can't even really say that I have never rocked them. But when we were in high school, them joints was like $85. Now all of a sudden, but inflation is always going, capitalism is always going to be a part of life, and it's always going to go up as inflation goes up. So we understand that too. But it's the most basic of basic shoes. I have a pair of white Air Force Ones in my closet. I have not worn them shoes in probably over a year because it's just basic. It's something that you have just to have. But Dunks, they're taking over Air Force Ones and at a rapid pace, and they're way cheaper. Well, not way cheaper. They're 100 and Air Force Ones are 115, but they just have to do something. And I actually looked up as you were talking if Jordan Brand was traded separate from Nike, but it's not.
No.
But I wanted to see if it was just Nike stock but since we're talking about retro, because I know a little bit about stock, but not much. D-Lo is a little bit more into stock than I am, but I wanted to see if it was, because the retros sell like hotcakes. They sell out every time. Whenever they drop a retro, the retros is gone. You actually have to get into raffles and get tickets or get selected to actually get a pair of retros, especially if it's a hype beast retro, like a Bread 11 or a Grape 5 or something to that effect. But retros are selling crazy. That's probably what's keeping Nike stock from actually plummeting crazy like that, because the Jordans sell out like nobody's business. So I looked to see if it was traded separately, but it's not. But I wanted to see if it was traded separately. I know Nike's Jordan stock is up. Jordan stock was probably always going to be up, but it's not traded separately though. Yeah. Yeah.
No, this is a subsidiary of Nike. It's a subsidiary. It's just under the umbrella of Nike. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, they definitely have to do something different. Innovation is definitely something that they have to have, because you see New Balance took off when they jumped into basketball. Showed it Under Armour, especially with Curry brand, and you got Adidas still rising high and probably going to eventually overtake Nike, because Nike still is number one, even though their stock is dropping as far as when it comes to shoe sales.
It probably will be number one for quite some time. It's not an attractive stock anymore.
Not an attractive stock anymore. That's true. So I mean, you have
I should say.
You have other brands that are coming up and trying to overtake Nike, and Nike has been the target for some decades now. But it's just weird that I saw that and I was like, damn, Nike down like that. And I'm thinking to myself, like, D-Lo was like, nah. I was like, should I get in? D-Lo like, nah, I'll stay away.
Yeah. I mean, at least for right now. I mean, like I told you, and anybody listening to this that is interested, do your own due diligence. But the people that I trust when it comes to stocks, they're like, it's not really the stock it used to be. It's considered a dinosaur now. But, with what they're proposing, and we can talk about this a little bit, what they're proposing and how they can want to get back on track, they could see an uptick. But I just think because of what we allowed with them overcharging us for sneakers and clothing, it floated the stock. It propped the stock up for quite some time. Yeah. But now that, like you said, inflation is hitting every household in America and across the globe, it's not so attractive to buy sneakers for an overinflated cost. I mean, on average, they pay about $11 to $35 to make various sneakers. Mm-hmm. And we're paying on average for Nikes
10 times that price.
Yeah, probably. Well, not 10 times. Probably like.
Well, if they cost them $11 to make the shoe, and we're paying $115 for.
Oh well, yeah. If it's 11, I always go with the higher end, right? So if it costs them $35 to make, and we're paying $150, $125 on average for a shoe, they're making a pretty hefty profit off of that. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, but so they want to introduce what they're saying are more affordable shoes at $100 and under. Mm-hmm. How do you think that would help them? I
don't think it's going to help them. I don't think it's going to help them much, because in a lot of economies across the country, $100 for a shoe is still a lot. But historically, when you look at the $75 shoe, it's not an attractive shoe to wear. For somebody like myself who likes to look nice whenever I do get a chance to wear my sneakers, when I do get a chance to step out, I like to put on a fit and wear something that looks good. You're going to see people looking like, what are those? If you looking at a pair of $60 Nikes, because it's not going to be nothing that's going to be attractive to look at. These days, it's more so about, like we were talking about, hype B shoes, Jordan, something that actually looks flashy, something that looks like money. And if it is not in the social media age, it's got to be something that looks good. And if it doesn't, then it's not going to sell. Number one. And number two, if it does sell, people going to get clowned for wearing it. It's going to be like, these days it's popular, but you know, the Nike Samoas, the bullet toes that people used to wear back in the day, people used to get clowned for wearing bullet toe Nikes. Mm-hmm. But now them joints is
what, those the ones that look like Chuck Taylors?
Kinda, but they got a round toe at the front. You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. Look it up whenever you get a chance. Let me see.
Samoas, you said?
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, Cortez.
Oh, the Cortezes. Yeah. Okay, Cortezes. Yeah.
Yeah, the Cortezes.
Man, they used to kill them Cortezes back in the day.
Now the Cortez, but it's crazy because we had I won't call his name out because I think you watched the show, but we used to, if you watch it, you know who I'm talking about. We used to clown this dude for wearing Cortezes in college, bro. At Central, we used to clown him for wearing bullet toes, and like. But now, these days, like over the past, that would be, almost 20 years at this point, bro, bullet toes then came back and now they in style again. I almost thought about getting a pair of bullet toes at one point because they then came back in style. So it's like.
That was one of their original running shoes.
The Cortez was a running shoe? That's crazy.
Yeah.
I had no idea it was a running shoe. I thought it was just like a casual joint.
You got to read the Shoe Dog.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Phil Knight's book.
Bet. But yeah, so like, but it's got to be something to that effect. It's got to be something that now is a one of the shoes that people consider like that look good, flashy. Otherwise, it's not going to sell. If people don't like what they look like, they're not going to wear them. But now, but see, that's contradictory to what's the old dude shoe? The people that say that the old man wear the Nike old man shoe. What is that shoe? Hold on,
the dad shoe.
Yeah, old man shoe. It's the Monarchs, the Air Monarchs. You got young people wearing the Monarchs now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that shoe to me is, you know what I'm saying? But it used to be traditionally like that's the old man 75 and up shoe. The dude that got an 800, 900 credit score. Like they used to have so many memes about that shoe. But now people are wearing it like it's that joint and it's $80.
Man, listen,
you see what I'm
kids
saying?
These days is different, bro.
They trendy,
their
bro.
style,
very
their
trendy.
Style is different. Like
it is because it's totally different.
Yeah, their style is like we used to wear baggy clothes and like have.
That's coming back now.
I'm not gonna say they don't have swag with it, but like we used to have baggy clothes and have a little different. Our swag was different with our baggy
swag
clothes.
Was definitely different.
Like it was a little bit more edgy and street. The baggy clothes we wear, the baggy clothes they wear, it's just baggy for no reason. Almost like hippie-ish. You know what I mean? The baggy clothes that they wear. So like when you talk about them wearing Monarchs, yeah, they wear that, but they wear it not. I guess it's stylish to them, but it's not like stylish when they're wearing this. You know what I mean?
think they're wearing it as like a troll, so to speak.
Yeah,
they're wearing it as a troll these days. But you see mugs, these kids these days is wearing them joints. Like I think I was when I was going to watch the fireworks on the 4th. I saw it was actually a couple that had on, a younger couple, had to be maybe not even 20 yet, maybe 19, 20 years old. And they, both of them, the boy and the girl both had on a pair of Monarchs. And I was like, bruh. Like, and they was rocking them joints. Shorty had on some, you know what I'm saying, some, you know, they was trying to rock them, but the shoe just looked out of place because it's such a fat, big
shoe.
Yeah, so it just looked out of place with the fit that they were trying to put together with it. And I was like, ain't no way y'all rocking Monarchs. I didn't say this to them, but I was like, yo, they got Monarchs on. Like, what are you talking about? And I've seen people that's, you know, putting together fits. Now, the Cortez is a little bit more stylish, but you see people putting fits together with the Cortezes. They real big over in Cali. So, I mean,
the top button wears with the rest of the buttons out.
Yeah, with the rest of the buttons out, with the Cortezes on, with the beater on underneath. Yeah, they be rocking them. Hey, Capron, they be rocking them
Well,
joints.
you better stop. Hey,
facts.
that was
You know what?
Sticks,
you know
not
what?
D-Lo.
My bad. Hey, I don't want no problem.
You over there too.
They might take a trip right up north to the Pacific Northwest and be like, "What you say? What you say?"
Yeah, you better chill.
But nah, I mean, Nike, they I mean, proposing the shoes over under 100 might be something good, but they have to be something stylish for them to make some money off of it to get their stock to rise again. But they just got to be innovative, like D-Lo said, man. They got to be innovative, and their stock will rise again for sure.
Yeah, I took that though. I took them offering those affordable shoes under 100 is like they're gonna take some of their shoes that are like right on the cusp and drop them down to 100 or right under 100. And you know, like the Air Force One will probably go back down to under 100. Maybe
probably 99.
Yeah. I was gonna say the Jordan 1, but they won't do that.
Hell nah.
Jordan. I mean, because the Jordan 1 lows are 110 typically. I don't know what they are now.
But the highs are usually 150 to 170.
Yeah. Oh, one. Yeah. I think you're right, actually. So yeah, I mean, I thought they would probably take a couple of shoes that are popular, popular enough, and put them right at that $100 mark and try to get there. Because what I read was that they sell on average 26 pair of shoes every second.
Damn.
And so if you are paying $11 to $35 for a sneaker to be made, and then you're charging right at 100, that's $65 of profit, and you're selling 26 a second for the whole year. I mean, insane. you still making money. You're making a ton of money, right? For sure. I just, like I said, I just think that we have been paying what we perceive the value of the retros and of their shoes for so long that it's floated the stock to be what it is, and now it's just coming back down to more normal price. And will it get back to the 120 that it was a couple years ago, or earlier this year, or earlier last year? Maybe, but I highly doubt it. You may have a pop here and there where it gets to 95, 100. Then it'll come back down to the 73, maybe even lower. I hope not. I like Nikes. I buy everybody in my house Nikes. It's pretty typically all we rock is Nikes. Maybe have a Puma or I don't wear Adidas. I would, but I don't have any Adidas right now. Puma or something like that here and there. But more than not, it's Nike that we're wearing as far as shoes are concerned. So we'll see.
Yeah, let Dunks get $85, but you're gonna see about 4-5 pair back there.
If you can get your hands on them.
Nah, that's facts. I mean, they put out so many colorways of Dunks consistently that you will be able to find something that you like. But the hype beast Dunks, you're not gonna be able to find those nowhere unless you're paying well over price for them joints for some consignment stores and stuff like that. But if they making Dunks at $85, I'm gonna have me some for sure.
Right.
For sure.
So a year later, and we're still talking about it. Brett Favre is attempting to get his defamation case against Shannon Sharpe reinstated after a Mississippi judge threw out the original case against Shannon Sharpe from Brett Favre for defamation. His lawyer is currently, or was in, the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals in New Orleans, pleading to the judges to get it reinstated. So, Sticks, how do you feel about Brett Favre attempting to get this case reinstated, and what does this mean for Shannon Sharpe?
So I feel like it's on Brett Favre's case. Now, mind you, Brett Favre, great quarterback. We talked about this about a year or so ago where, the misappropriation of funds as far as the donation and the fundraising money that was spent on Brett Favre's behalf. Now, he has paid, about $1.1 million of that money back. He does have about $700,000 left that he has to pay in interest to be able to, like about $730,000 has to pay in interest to be able to have it all cleared out. But I think it's a desperate attempt for him to revive his name, which, as a man, our name and our word is everything. You know what I'm saying? Right. But what Shannon Sharp said last year on Undisputed wasn't wrong. You know what I'm saying? And nor was it wrong. It was also a part of his First Amendment right, the freedom of speech. Like he has the freedom to say what he wants to say. So that's the main reason why I got thrown out to begin with.
Within reason.
Within reason, because as we all know, me and D-Lo has said it on the show a million times, freedom of speech ain't really free. Yeah. Especially whenever you're a part of the media, whenever you have some kind of, motion, as the young kids would say, your freedom of speech ain't really free, because you are definitely, whatever you say is definitely going to be held against you in a court of law.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You just can't be out here just spreading false information about somebody, especially when you're of somebody's stature as Shannon Sharp.
True. So what Shannon Sharp said was he was taken from the underserved and that he stole money from people that really needed that money, and to steal from the lowest of the low. Now, he stole money in the state of Mississippi. Now, Mississippi is, if I'm not mistaken, still is the poorest state in the country. And and of course, Shannon Sharp, coming from where he came from, he has some kind of connection to that. He felt something in that because he came from impoverished,
that visceral feeling
conditions.
that he had.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So because he came from impoverished conditions when he was younger. So, and he had plenty of siblings, mom and dad, they were impoverished. So he felt something in that. So he spoke on it on Undisputed. And I don't think Shannon Sharp was wrong for what he said. But like you said, it has to be in reason, because to say that you stole from somebody, people are going to take, especially from somebody like Shannon Sharp, the profile that he has in social media and in the media in general, people are going to take that as if Brett Favre literally stole. Like he literally, but the way the lawyer was trying to make it seem was that he was definitely embellishing a little bit from what he was saying. It makes it seem like Brett Favre was literally going to people's houses and stealing. That's not what he was saying. Mm-hmm. That's not what he was saying at all. Like,
I thought that's what the judge that dismissed it said. Is he said it's not as if Brett was going to individuals' houses to actually take money from them. It was more of a rhetorical hyperbole. Right.
It says the action, that's actionable defamation, because the reasonable listener is not taking the word steal literally. So You're right. So, but it's one of those things where Brett Favre, you know what you did with that bread, and you know why you had to pay that money back. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly, correct. And he, to try to revive this defamation case is just a desperate attempt in reinstating his name in the community. But the people in Mississippi know what happened. You know what I'm saying? I don't think in the state that you grew up in, that you were born in, that they're going to look at that and say, okay, just because you got your defamation case handled doesn't mean you still didn't allegedly do what you did. So I think it's desperate. I think it's desperate. I don't think it means nothing for Shannon Sharp, because number one, it's already been thrown out, and I don't think it's going to get revived, me personally. So Shannon said what he said, and he had all right to say what he said. So I don't think nothing's going to happen to it. What you think is going to happen with the case?
I think we're in lock and step here with this. I think that Brett Favre is using this as trying to be a quick win to get people to back off of him, reinstate his name in good faith with the community of Mississippi, with the football community, with individuals that once saw him in a positive light that now see him in a negative light. And what better way to get that quick win than winning a case or getting a case reinstated against one of the biggest and hottest media personalities there is right now. So if he does have the ability to get this reinstated, and maybe even if it's reinstated, maybe even win, then that gives him a lot of momentum moving forward to overcome all of the negativity that's been placed with his name in the last year and a half, with everything that's going on with this case with the state of Mississippi. I'll be honest, though, I don't think it's going to turn out well for him. I think it'll probably still remain closed in how it's been assessed, because like you said, or like you said, and first and foremost, like the judge in Mississippi said, it's really rhetorical hyperbole. He was asked a question. he was asked his opinion on a public broadcast, and this was the opinion he gave. It wasn't him actually saying that this is what Brett Favre did, even though a lot of people outside of Shannon Sharp do think this is exactly what he did.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I don't think it's going to be any different.
I mean, Brett Favre is a Hall of Famer, man. And what happened in that situation, if y'all don't know exactly what happened, I'll link the video that we did last year in the description box below. But he's a Hall of Famer, and he has made a name for himself just in the sport of football alone. And I don't think that his name has been defaced. Well, maybe it has.
No, it has.
It definitely has. It has. So I mean, and he definitely doesn't have the respect that he used to have before this came up last year. So I mean,
right.
I can understand,
especially with certain communities too.
Mm-hmm. I can understand what. Yeah,
right.
For sure. But I mean, I can understand why he would want that. Why he would want the case to revive, but to be reinstated. But I don't know if anything's going to come of it. To be perfectly honest with you,
if he is able to get this reinstated, do you think there's a possibility that he could win it?
No, I don't see. Well, if I'm being subjective and not objective, I think that if it is reinstated, it's reinstated for a reason.
Right.
But I don't think anything is going to happen to. Well, if it is reinstated, then Shannon Sharp gonna have to pay something in defamation. That would suck, honestly. That would honestly suck if he is to get it reinstated. It's reinstated for a reason, and Shannon Sharp gonna have to pay something out just for having an opinion on what allegedly happened, kind of like low key actually happened last year with Mississippi. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's and not only was it like the misappropriation of funds in donations and fundraisers, it was welfare money too that he was spending. So it was like that was being spent allegedly by Brett Favre and a couple of his constituents. So it's like, if it is reinstated, like you said, I don't think it changes anything with Brett Favre's what the outlook of Brett Favre is in the communities. Mm-hmm. But if it's reinstated, it's reinstated for a reason, and Shannon Sharp gonna have to pay something out to Brett Favre for defamation of character, because that's just how defamation cases work. Do you think if it's reinstated, he has a chance of winning?
It's always a possibility. If it is reinstated, like you said, it's reinstated for a reason. And we will see what actually comes about that case with both sides. It's all about who presents the best argument. But like you said, if it's reinstated for a reason. And so if it is reinstated, there is always that possibility that the defamation will go through, that Shannon Sharp will have to pay something, just like Tasha K had to pay Cardi B a couple years ago for defamation. But my thing is, if it is reinstated, if Brett Favre can somehow win, what does that mean for people like ourselves, people like the Shannon Sharps of the world, the Stephen A. Smiths of the world, that give their opinion on an ongoing basis about certain situations? Because, sometimes, I've said this multiple times as well, when you start talking about certain situations, you're trying to paint the picture that people can easily grasp and understand. And sometimes you say things that you don't necessarily mean in that way, but it helps the audience to grasp it a little bit easier. And so if you do it in that manner, then you could say something that does come off as a bit like you're painting this person in a negative light. What does that mean for us? So do we really have to either, one, not say anything at all about it, or just tell straight, like just tell the story straight line, not deviate from it at all? Or, what happens? I am actually interested in that, and you might not have the answer for it, but I would be interested in understanding that, because we are just not necessarily reporting the news, but giving our opinions on situations, not necessarily talking about the individuals, but sometimes the individual gets tangled amongst the two when you're talking about a situation and stuff happens.
I mean, what I think, like we keep saying, freedom of speech ain't free. So we always have with even now with certain topics that we talk about, we have to kind of dance around and say,
Right.
we can't say certain words, and we got to make sure that we're being low key politically correct about any topic that we talk about. And that's why we kind of stay away from a lot of different topics that we would like to talk about, but it's so much censoring we got to do of ourselves that we can't talk about it freely the way we want to, because freedom of speech ain't free. So when it comes to people like us who are in quote unquote the media, we ain't large enough to be considered as the media yet. But once we get to that point, we're going to have to probably cut down a lot of the things that we say, because if what Shannon Sharpe said is defamation in the context of what Brett Favre allegedly did, then bruh,
a lot of people will be in trouble.
A lot of people will be in trouble. And the little guys like us, we know we got to shut the hell up.
Yeah,
so
we guppies.
We guppies we was small fish in a big pond, bro. So we got to make sure that we try to. That's why we try to be, say different things and tailor it to not necessarily to our audience, but tailor it to
who we are,
how the who we are, and also the platform that we're on, because YouTube could quickly, you know what I'm saying, like, hey, y'all doing too much, I got to go. You know what I'm saying, and so it means a lot if this goes through for people like us and people in the media, because if this is defamation, then bruh, we gonna have to really tailor ourselves to speak in a different light for sure.
Yeah. I'd be, if he is able to win, I'd be interested in what Shannon Sharpe would have to pay, because if it's that 1.8 million, yeah, how coincident did he have to pay 1.8 million?
Coincident? How what a coinky dink, huh? But I think I don't think it'll be anything that significant.
I don't know, the Cardi B joint. I don't know what this lady said about Cardi B, but she had to pay $4 million.
Sheesh, yeah, that's crazy. But I think Tasha K was talking about the whole situation where she was doing stuff to the men and stuff like that. And
I don't know what she said,
but but Cardi B came out and said that it was true anyway. So like, what are you talking about? Like, what are we saying here? Like, for real. But if
allegedly,
it is 1 point,
we ain't trying to get sued.
Well, we not, but you know what? I'm gonna leave that alone. But if it is that 1.8 million, then that would be very much a coinky dink that he had to pay what Brett was summoned to pay back to the state of Mississippi. That would be definitely a huge coincidence for sure.
Right. All right, man. Let us go ahead and get on up out of here, Sticks.
Episode 70, my boy.
70. 70.
Got 70 episodes, D-Lo. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Creeping up on that 100, man. Creeping up on that 100 real quick. We're going to get there double time
mark
now.
Is close. Yeah, century mark is close. We might get that before Thanksgiving.
We just might, for sure.
But anyway, as always, thanks for tuning in to Too Complex. Remember that life is short and oftentimes complex, but when it becomes too complex, don't be afraid to lean on those that you love to help bring simplicity and balance in life. Stay prayed up in this crazy world that we live in. A few requests thrown above can return you peace and sanity. Thanks for loving and supporting this podcast. It means a lot to us. I was about to say it means the world to us. It means a lot to us. We're sending our love right back to you. Don't forget to subscribe on whatever podcast platform that you listen to. And also follow us on all of the social media platforms. That's YouTube, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. And as always, if it ain't too complex, it ain't complex at all. Until next time, we will see you when we see you. Salute.